Welcome. We're back with another edition of our state videos for the Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys. Today, we're covering the state of South Carolina, and you've got three of the best fellows you could ever speak to. I enjoy the daylights out of them. Let's introduce you to them. Let's start with Allison.
Thank you so much for having us today. My name is Allie McNair. I am an adoption and art attorney here in South Carolina, actually in Columbia, South Carolina. I have my own law firm, Building Families LLC, and that is exactly what we do. We help people build families. And I've been doing this for a little over a decade now, and it is honestly a joy and a privilege to be in this line of work and to work with people like this every day. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Stephanie, introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, my name is Stephanie Brinkley. I am the founder of the Brinkley Law Firm in Charleston, South Carolina. I am an art attorney, but I also practice in traditional family law. I have noticed that it's a natural extension of the family building practice that I'm seeing an uptick in litigation for parties who have built their families through assisted reproduction. And like Allie, I've been doing this for a little over a decade. I love my practice. It has its highs and its lows, but it's definitely very satisfying, and I'm super excited to be here today. Thanks.
And Jim with the best smile. Tell us about yourself. Love your smile.
Thank you. I'm Jim Thompson. I have been a lawyer for 32 years, and I'm just getting started. Enjoy every day of what we do. I'll tell you in advance a little bit about our law firm, but also Allie and Stephanie are two of the best colleagues a person could have. And all three of us work collaboratively together, which is really a special part of art practice. I'm an art and an adoption fellow with the Academy. Been working in the field of assisted reproduction since 1994. That was my first surrogacy case. My father started our law firm after his retirement from the FBI, and we have been focused on family building ever since. I have an office in Spartanburg, which is in the upstate, Rock Hill, which is near Charlotte, and also by appointment down in Charleston. And so the name of our law firm is Thompson Dove Law Firm.
Excellent. All right, let's have a conversation about South Carolina. Let's talk generically. Allison, is it a go-to state, reproductive friendly, not reproductive friendly?
You know, I think all three of us would say that it's friendly, and because we've kind of navigated ways for it to be friendly. We don't have any laws in South Carolina on gestational surrogacy or any type of third-party reproduction, but honestly, through Jim's leadership and then Stephanie and I coming on board about a decade ago, we have had conversations with judges and with each other and with other states and kind of learned ways to get what we need done here in South Carolina. And I think it's a very, very friendly state for art.
So Stephanie, when we say friendly state, of course, one of the large groups that are looking for attorneys in the reproductive world is within the LGBTQ community. Yeah. Is there any warnings for them or things they should know in using your state?
I think there's a big misnomer that Obergefell, was great for champion marital privilege for same-sex couples, but it does not confer equal parenting rights. So for same-sex couples, whether they're married or not, using third-party reproduction, I think it's imperative that they contact an assisted reproduction attorney like one of the three of us to talk about how can they solidify those equal parental rights. There is a path to do that, but it takes a conversation, and we need to educate the parties in doing it. But I just want to be clear that we are a family-friendly state, and that includes building families for same-sex couples.
Great. So Jim, when people are looking at different states they should use, whether it's the right thing for them to do or not, they always jump to how long does it take me to get a birth certificate? How procedurally hard is it, right? And they miss a lot of things beforehand, but that's something people want to know. What is it like in South Carolina?
Well, thankfully, the three of us had a powwow with who we call DHEC, Department of Health and Environmental Control, our vital statistics. We went down and sat down and said, we need to work through this. And they were very collaborative with us. South Carolina, for the gestational surrogacy cases, which one of the birth certificate issues is primarily there, we clearly have to have a pre-birth order, a post-birth order in South Carolina. It doesn't get done just pre-birth. It's a two-step process. The birth certificate, though, is flagged pre-birth so that the original birth certificate does not get issued in the name of the gestational surrogate. So there is a little time gap, maybe 3 weeks or so post-birth, where we do a post-birth court order, and then DHEC creates the initial birth certificate in the name of the intended parents. It's one of the reasons why I think South Carolina is not particularly receptive or welcoming as it is for other families for international, because some international families would find it difficult to remain here or to appear in person for that birth certificate process. So I think if I was looking at South Carolina generally, I agree with my colleagues. We're very art friendly. I think we're really same-sex family friendly. We've come a long way fast in that regard. As to the birth certificate issue, I think we're not as friendly for an international surrogacy. So I think my colleagues may disagree with me on that.
All right, as a group, obviously you work well together. What's the benefit of working together, using an Academy Fellow to assist each other?
We trust each other. We trust the work product of each other. And we know that if something is new on the horizon and needs to be added to future contracts, we share that information together, because, you know, Jim's success is my success, Allie's success is my success. And we have the respect of the judges in our state. They regard us as, you know, the go-to people in this area of law, and we want to maintain their respect. And so we really look out for each other and for our clients.
We've all appeared in front of the judges' seminars, and they brought us in to say, hey, this burgeoning area of assisted reproduction, tell us about it. And so we don't want to take advantage of that opportunity. We want to build on that relationship. And all three of us, I think, are doing just that. We do kind of check in with one another with our experiences, different experiences in different counties, different judges. And we keep that open line of communication. But I think, just as Allie said at the front end, I think we really are art friendly now in South Carolina. I'd much rather have no specific statute about assisted reproduction where we cobble together a path forward based on existing law than have some of the laws that are out there that are designed for art.
I think having all three of us be spread across the state has also helped in terms of dealing with different judges and dealing with different courts and being able to call on one another depending on who we're appearing in front of or what issue has arisen. And the people more local to that area, you can usually help streamline that process. So I just think it's the collaboration between us makes us all successful.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, the three of you. It's amazing to have you as a resource. For those of you that are listening, if you would like the contact information for one of these three fellows, you can go to the Academy's website. We have a map and you can click on South Carolina and get their individual contact information. The website for the Academy is adoptionart.org. Again, that is adoptionart.org. And I'm sure they would love to hear from you and get you some additional information. Thank you, you three, for assisting us with this today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.